Module 1, Relief print, woodcut, black or white. Apparatus and materials. Wooden block size 7 inches into 7 inches thickness 2 mm. Tracing and carbon paper. Wood carving tools. Sandpapers to smoothen the surface. Rubber roller 8 inches. Ink, inking knife, inking glass. Paper for printing. Cotton rags and kerosene for cleaning. Spoon or printing machine. Select ply or MDF or natural wood block. The history of printmaking can be traced as far back as the 2nd century in China. Using marking on stone, a primitive forms of painting was carried out with the stone rubbed with ink on damp paper to create impressions. The earliest civilizations used the method of stamps and to seals to demarcate a distinct era, ruler, church, or emblem of the kingdom. These seals and stamps would be made on stone, limestone, wax, and in the later years, bronze and other metals. This led to the innovation of wood blocks, which offered more ease and rapid results. Apart from being less cumbersome as compared to stone, the wood could be easily carved to create fine relief and reused for making multiple copies. The spread of woodblock printing originated with a need to save and preserve the Buddhist text. Hence, the first authenticated prints rubbed from woodblocks were Buddhist charms from Japan in 764 and 770 CE. It is also believed that the first woodblock on textiles was used by Egyptians in the 6th and 7th century. Textile printing was known in Europe in 6th century, usually of repetitive decorative designs. But printing on paper was developed much later with the innovation of paper in China. The first European paper was made in 1151 at Exativa, modern Jativa, Spain, around 1276. France, Germany, and Italy began the manufacture of paper. The making of the very first book documented in the world was the Diamond Sutra, Buddhist discourse, which was made entirely using woodblock printing on paper scrolls in 868 CE by Wang Ji in China, but found later in the caves of eastern Turkestan. The text of the Buddhist teachings and the images were all created using woodblocks. This technique was honed by the Japanese further and spread all over the world. The technique of woodblock printing came much later onto Europe in around 1390. The earliest documented stamps, signature and seals with royal imprints was in the royal court of Henry VI, England in 1436, well before printing techniques reached their shores. Select one sketch from the prepared sketches and draw the sketch on the block or trace the mirror image of the sketch on the prepared wood block. The very first large quantity of wood cuts on paper were playing cards. The term Kartenmacher or Kartenmaler, painter or maker of playing cards, can be seen in a document in 1402 in Germany. There are several documents from Italy and France of similar virtue in those times stating the manufacture of playing cards in the 15th century. The earliest dated woodcut fine art print was of the Madonna with four virgin saints in a garden in 1418. Most woodcuts from 1402 to 1425 in Germany were bold single figures against a blank background, and they were colored separately, which later on come to be more decorative with landscapes and other elements to complete the print. Towards the end of the 15th century, in the Netherlands, it was artists like Albert Dürer of the Northern Renaissance who transformed the media with woodcuts like Samson rending the lion, 1497 circa. Simultaneously, in Italy, the awakening Renaissance saw the departure from religious motifs in printmaking to more contemporary subjects of the time, along with the occasional single print, and more focus on playing cards and book illustrations. Italian artists explored this medium to go beyond mere religious and mythological depictions to pure ornamentation and portraiture. In France, book illustrations became the prime focus, with the leading publishing industries setting up in Paris and Lyon. Relief printmaking, a process in which raised portions are created on a flat surface of a plate or block and inked to make an impression on paper. Traditional text printing with movable types is also a relief technique. This meant that woodcuts were much easier to use as book illustrations as they could be printed together with the text. Japan has contributed in a great way towards the rise and proliferation of woodblock printing. Names like Hokusai Hiroshige are known to have mastered and executed the technique of woodblock printing to an excellence unparalleled in those times. Using carving tools, carefully carve around the marking of the design. This is the negative space on the final print. What sets their woodcut prints apart from a plethora of others from every century is a luminosity of their works. The subjects explored, like history, mythology, animal life, popular customs, landscapes, and seasons. UQA is the best known technique of woodblock art prints and paintings which originated in the second half of the 17th century with prints in monochrome or two colors. Japanese woodcut became a major artistic form, although at the time it was accorded a much lower status than painting. It continued to develop through the 20th century. These Japanese woodblocks have had an incredible impact on the European art world as we know it. In India, apart from thumb or hand impressions dipped in kumkum imprinted on walls in homes for auspicious or religious purposes, printmaking could be seen in clay tablets found at Harappa, and printmaking developed more only after the invention of paper like in rest of the world. One of the most recent examples of printmaking would be the lithographs made by Raja Ravi Verma of his own paintings. His oleographs and other prints were seen to spread like wildfire in the pre-independent India. His print work usually depicted mythological or religious stories and narratives like his original paintings. To put it simply, printmaking is the technique of making fine art prints by transferring an image or a design by means of contact with a matrix ground such as a wooden block, metal, stone or screen and other such substances. Relief printmaking, a process in which raised or relief portions are created on a flat surface of a plate or block and inked to make an impression on paper. Types of wood relief printing. Number 1, woodcuts, xylography. Number 2, wood engraving. An artist, Ernest Ludwig Kirchner, born in 1880 in Eschenberg, Bavaria. Printmaker and artist Ernst Ludwig Kirchner was a trained architect with a more than keen interest in art and printmaking. In 1905, Kirchner founded the artist group Die Brücke along with Fritz Belisle, Karl Schmidt, Rottluff, and Erich Heckel. The group aimed to refrain from the prevalent traditional academic style and find a new mode of artistic expression, which would form a bridge between the past and the present. Taking from the past artists such as Albert Dürer, Matthias Grunwald, Lucas Carnage the Elder, and from the contemporary international avant-garde movements. They were also interested in reviving older media to keep adherence to the national heritage, and in this they brought back woodcut prints. You can use tools of different shape of carving. Kirchner was known for his expressionist paintings and woodblock prints. The human figure was important to his art in both modes of expression. As an admirer of Albert Dürer, he revived the art of woodblock printing and set himself off in the German tradition, yet veering away from academic styles and portraying the contemporary scenes and realistic inspirations. Kirchner is known for his remarkable prints, which he made after being discharged on physical and mental grounds from the German army during First World War. The duration of mid-September to mid-December of 1915 proved to be the most creative period of the artist. The most striking of the prints were color woodcuts, were two portraits of his close friend Otto Müller, 1874 to 1930, another painter and printmaker. Mueller joined Die Brücke, remaining a key figure until its dissolution in 1930. Printmaking was central to their activities, and above all, to the career of Kirchner. His total production consists of nearly 1000 woodcuts, more than 650 etchings and dry points, and 450 lithographs. The vividly expressionist, primitive style associated with Die Brücke is exemplified by this remarkable composition, halfway between a woodcut and a monotype, for which Kirchner used a single block, coloring it with a brush. In the first two stages of the print, he left the background almost unworked. The cat, the bow tie, and the two eyes, reminiscent of Egyptian art in the bottom corners, were added in the third stage. This impression of the fourth stage formerly belonged to Gustav Scheffler, the Hamburg judge and collector who compiled the first catalogue Renaissance of Kirchner's prints in 1926 and 1931 respectively. There is a certain kind of primitive sophistication in his prints which could only be achieved by an artist who carves the very duality and the gaping chasm in his woodcuts, reminiscent of a country torn by the call of war and the turmoil of the citizens to survive it. This duality embodied Ernest Ludwig's paintings and printworks. An artist, Edvard Munch, born in Norway in 1863, painter and printmaker, Edvard Munch is known all over the world for his intensely evocative and hard-hitting paintings, which addressed the human conditions and the propagation of the existentialism in art moving away from the impressionistic movement. Edvard Munch came from a family background of ill health and death, of which he too was a sufferer. However, the need of express his own condition and in turn portray the true image of humanity and its psychological ramification became his lifelong pursuit. Greatly influencing German Expressionism, Munch's work can be seen today as the voice of the spiritual anguish experienced by human being in the late 19th century. Apart from his numerous paintings on subjects like love, death, pain, illness, and death, Munch was highly influenced by printmaking in the 1894. His paintings were in those times brutally critiqued and rejected, but that did not deter the artist. He set out to make as many as possible ways to see his work travel far, and wide and printmaking became the most important tool for such a goal. Munch's massive output of graphic art consisted of etching, dry points, lithographs, and woodcuts. Printmaking sorted out Munch's need to propagate his artwork all over the world. Meanwhile, it also posed as an existing new medium to experiment with and explore to the limits. His lack of any formal education in graphic techniques enhanced his liberty and freedom of working in the medium, giving rise to new innovations. Hugely influenced by the Japanese woodblock prints of those times, like many of his contemporaries, Munch also mastered and later simplified it to suit with own personal pursuits. He was the pioneer of making prints from a single block of wood, which he cut into smaller pieces, like that of a jigsaw puzzle, and then joined together on the paper to be printed. Remove the sharp particles and wooden dust from the block. This technique was unheard of in those times where wood blocks were carved or scored to create different levels of relief and then printed directly without being further made into parts. The technique Munch used is evident in his work titled Two Women on the Shore, 1898. This print makes it evident why Munch needed to cut the whole block into bits and pieces and then print separately. If one were to observe carefully, one would see the demarcation and separation that forms between the print surface elements. The composition is then controlled easily to give a sharp output. In this print, one can see the blue or dark area of the sea as a separate piece of the puzzle, which is clearly demarcated from the foreground of green, and the figures stand apart separately as distinct elements on the paper. This technique of printing in pieces of woodblock was innovated by Munch. He also frequently combined different media or overlaid one medium on top of another. Munch's prints closely resemble his paintings in both style and subject matter. Munch was heavily influenced by the woodblocks made by Paul Gauguin, which he came across in 1895. The The Tahiti-inspired woodcuts were coarsely carved, bold, colorful, and printed by hand. These prints and their exotic essence destined to Gauguin, but they were not known to many people. Now, preparing on glass and add few drops of linseed oil. Mix it properly. Munch began creating his color woodcuts in 1896, but the techniques he used varied from that of Gauguin. Munch used native wood like spruce, birch, oak, and weathered to create the green textures. Here I am removing the sharp particles and wooden dust from the block. Drawing from his own life experiences and torments, Munch devised a method of continuously revising not just his paintings but also his prints. Although it is known that he began his graphic works with lithography and dry point. Death in the Sick Room, lithograph 1896. The Kiss, Etching and Dry Point, 1895. He would take it one step further by immortalizing these works in woodcuts. With the advent of color woodcuts, Munch began to flourish in the graphic art form. Some of his technique in woodcuts include his keen attention to the grain of the wood used. It is known that he would weather the wood to bring out the grain on print. This was done to intensify his need for line, as in his paintings. One could see the line becoming the expression, which created the movement and the vibration of the emotion expressed. The forms often came to be mere impressions of human, and the fore and background gave the clue of the emotion expressed. This technique was mirrored in Munch's prints as well. In one of his revised woodcut version of an earlier lithograph, Vampire 2, one can see the intense and dark mood implied by the artist. Apply sufficient amount of ink on the block such the wood grains are not filled. Mark the area on machine and paper for multiple editions of the same print. The fine grain of the wood and the sharp cuts of the hair of the female form are more defined in this image. The work of Edward Munch, be it paintings or graphic prints, displays the painter and printmaker's urgency to communicate with as many people as possible using his distinct language and artworks. Some of his novel and innovative techniques in woodcut printing are still in use today in the world. There are certain health and safety regulations which one ought to be aware of the careful about when making woodblock prints. Number 1. Wood has the tendency to splinter. Hence, depending on the type of wood chosen, one has to be careful while handling it before polishing the surface to smoothness. Number 2. Inks can be water based or solvent based, and hence the care has to be taken that if a student has any respiratory allergies, appropriate aeration is provided for. Sharp tools have to be handled carefully at every stage, as the cutting out and gouging tools can pose a problem to the printmaker if used roughly. Make sure that children are safe guarded from the sharp tools by keeping the tools secured in a box which can be locked.